that a lot of us went through. And maybe a lot more of your shadow stuff was coming up for you. Uh, a lot of times when that happens, we feel really out of control and we feel like it's bad. Like, why is this happening to me? We always think it's happening to us instead of for us. And I read a new way to kind of look at this stuff, and I wanted to share it with you. And that is that, what if whatever we're going through, what if whatever's up for us is a portal into our next level? And that, we have to go into the darkness to emerge as something else. And I don't know about any of you, but I've been asking for a lot of up level in my life. And it's funny, we want the up level, but we want to not have to do the work it's going to take to get there. And that's why so many people stay kind of stuck in a certain area of life or in multiple areas of life, because we want things, we desire certain things, but the second it gets hard, we want to run. And I know I've done that so many times, saying I want to up level and evolve, and then getting really scared when the proverbial shit hits the fan. But I decided to do something different last year and just kind of move through it. And I read this beautiful thing that's just like, what if those are just portals that we move through, that we have to go through to get to that next level? It's kind of like you're in the middle of the tunnel or the portal, and it's dark and it's scary and it's painful at times, and you're not sure when it's going to be over. And then eventually you come out of that portal, and sometimes you enter into another one. There's a little break, and then sometimes you enter into another one. And again, we get into kind of a victim mode. Like, why is this happening to me again? Haven't I already worked on this? I'm projecting here. These are things I've said. Haven't I already worked on this? Why is this happening again? What did I do to deserve this? Why does life always have to be hard for me? Why can't I just have the things that I want? And we kind of get into a little bit of the victim mode mentality and the poor me, and why is this happening to me? And it's like, but what if it's happening for you? And on the other side of it is just so much more like all the things that you're wanting. And that's kind of what I feel like December, and I don't know, even just this whole fall has been like, at least for me personally, there's been a lot of these like death portals and these ego deaths that I've moved through, and that I know a lot of people that I work with have moved through. And so I just really want you to change your frame of mind to why is this happening, from why is this happening to me, to this is happening for me. It's happening for my evolution. And if I can get comfortable being in that discomfort, that's when magic and miracles happen. So I want to share a little thing that came up for me this morning. If you're here and watching and you want to say hi, I always like to know who's here. I'm just going to plug my computer in. So we're moving out of, if we just popped on, we're moving out of that victim mentality around why is this happening to me? And we're switching it into this is happening for me, for my evolution, for my growth, for my expansion. And also getting comfortable with the discomfort that comes up. So what I wanted to share is I was sitting here doing a little behind the scenes work this morning. Things I've been putting off, okay? Excuse the noise there. Things I've been putting off in my business. I got some things I need to do. I've been putting them off, and it's kind of, that's an old pattern of mine. And then like all of a sudden, I got to do this, and it gives me anxiety and panic, and I get to live in that like confusing, well, what should I be doing? And it's all this anxiety. And oh, it's Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Sarah. What's up? It doesn't show me if people have commented. So, hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, hit #replay. So, patterns of old subconscious patterning. Okay, so type in the, I want you to, those of you that are live, I want you to type in the comments, what is a pattern of yours that you just know you get stuck in? So it could be overwhelm, it could be confusion, it could be anxiousness. What's something, it could be depression. What's something that you feel like you have this pattern that you go into every so often? I want you to think about what the pattern is. Oh, it's Carrie. Hello. Hi, Carrie. I want you to think about what the pattern is, the unwanted emotion. I don't like that word. The disempowering, much better word. The disempowering, because nothing is wanted or unwanted. That's our judgment. That's our judging mind. Everything just is. When we put like duality to it, it muddies the water. So we don't, things just are. It's not, things aren't good or bad. They're not even empowering or disempowering. They just are. But for explanation purposes, we want to talk about the disempowering emotion. Goodness gracious, Erin. I need to stay on track here today, ladies, because I need to be somewhere. So the disempowering emotion or pattern that you find yourself in. Type those below. I see some coming through. The need for control. Oh, yes. Procrastination, oh hell yes, yep. We all know those patterns. So if you're here, put it down below. There's the disempowering emotion, the pattern that we go into. And then I also want you to think about what's the after effect of that. So you procrastinated a project or whatever it is, and then now all of a sudden it's due and you're panic to try to get it done. And then how do you feel afterwards? And what's a coping mechanism or strategy that you do to comfort yourself? Okay, these are really, really, if you do this little exercise, it's going to bring you a lot of awareness, okay? Because we all have disempowering patterns and emotions and ways we sabotage ourselves. And then there's the uncomfortable feeling that we go through that's actually quite comfortable because you're so used to it. And then there's kind of the coming down of that and like the hangover the next day. So for Carrie, it's the need to control hangover the next day or a few days later, or the procrastination hangover. And how do you cope? So you might like get into bed and watch Netflix because it's just like, I can't even. And we're not shaming any of these coping mechanisms. I want to make that really clear. There is no shaming here. What we're doing is looking at, like, if you want to sit in bed and watch Netflix once in a while for hours and hours on end, nobody's judging you here. But we want to recognize, am I doing this because I feel really shitty about myself and about some action I took today? Because the thing is, you're doing it unconsciously. And we want to start making things conscious and getting our needs met in conscious ways so we don't have this. Need for control or lack of trust, more likely? Yeah, probably both. Need for control is a safety thing, so it's not feeling safe. Again, all of this stuff starts in early childhood. Oops. Oh, jeez. Double whammy. So all of this stuff starts in early childhood. So if I didn't feel safe in some way, and I'm going to explain one of mine here soon. If I didn't feel safe in some way, then your subconscious develops this need for control to feel safe, to get safety in your environment. Because if I can control the people around me, if I can control my actions and so on, then I'll be safe. So the need for control is safe. And then I think lack of trust could almost be a second one. But yeah, you're right. I guess this kind of, there's a lack of trust in the needing to control. But psychologically speaking, needing for control is a fear, a lack of safety. Okay, Sarah says overwhelm with trying to get the constant to-do list done, getting better with the balance, but feeling overwhelmed sometimes, yes. No progress, less quality. I definitely have felt the overwhelm hangover. Scrolling or bending Netflix has been a past coping mechanism. Yeah. And most likely, whatever. I don't know why it says this. Let me know if you can hear like a fan sound, or hopefully can somebody just let me know if the sound is okay? Seriously, Facebook is bizarre sometimes. Maybe it's my computer. Maybe it's time for a new computer. I don't know. Anyway, so we want to understand what the pattern is, the common pattern, what possible needs might be getting met in that, and then what are my coping mechanisms to get that need met, right? So the Netflix, the whatever. So I want to share mine with you that came up this morning. So I was sitting here, I'm trying to get some things done for my business. Oh, you can hear a background fan noise sometimes. That's my computer telling me it's like working really hard, so great. Well, we're just gonna keep going. I don't really know how to manage that in this moment. Bummer. Anyhow, let's keep going. So, what came up this morning for me to share is there was a fear coming up around a certain aspect of my life. And like a fear of marketing a certain thing. And I was just like, what is this? I felt myself procrastinating, Jasmine. I felt myself procrastinating and not doing the things that I had laid out for myself this morning that are really important to me. And so I'm just sitting here, and I procrastinated the last 2 days. Not necessarily, but like I've been getting kind of mad at myself. Like, you say you want to do this, and then you're letting all these other things take precedent over the thing that's important. Let me know if you can relate. Not distracting. Okay. I'm just looking at my notes because I had to write a bunch of stuff. I'm still kind of processing this, which is probably not the best time to talk about it, but I figure you all kind of want to know, and if I'm going through it, what I've learned is whatever I'm going through, my people are going through too, to some degree or another, so that's why I'm sharing. So I'm sitting with this feeling of like, oh, I feel like I'm having a little bit of fear around this marketing. And there was this fear of like, well, what if I fail? And then I'm going to disappoint myself, and I'm going to feel this disappointment, and I'm going to disappoint other people, and then I'm going to feel all of this disappointment and this shame for not getting it, for not like if I market this and it fails, I'm going to feel shame and disappointment. Who can resonate with this? Yes. See? I know that. I knew that you guys were feeling this today. Thank you, Sarah, for saying that. So I really just closed my eyes, okay? And I really sat with this. And I just was like, when do I first remember feeling this? Now, I've done a lot of inner child work, as a lot of you probably know. If you're newer to inner child work, it may not just pop like that, okay? For me, I think it's because I've learned to trust myself. I think a lot of times when people aren't getting answers from their inner child right away, it's that there's work to do on trusting your intuition, trusting yourself. A lot of times we think it needs to be harder, like that I won't just be able to get answers from my inner child that quickly or whatever. There's beliefs, there's funky beliefs in there. Okay, but for me, usually things will just come if I really tune in and go there. But here's what happened too. I wanted to like keep checking my phone, and I was just watching. It was very cool. I was like observing myself. It's like for once I got to like get out of the pattern for a second and observe it. And I was like, I wanted to check my phone, and I wanted to, oh yeah, I got to do that one other thing. And I was totally trying to distract. Okay? As we do. And I just kept coming back. I kept saying, just sit with this. And so I sat and I said, when do I first remember feeling this? And my inner child started speaking. And here's what she said. Again, I have to read this because I was trying to write as it was going. So that might make you kind of sad. I was sharing this with a client yesterday, sharing some deeper stuff with a client. And when I'm sharing this stuff about my inner child and really vulnerable things, I don't ever want you to feel like you have to be sorry for me or pitiful for me. I share this because, and you can be sorry, like it's hard to hear somebody else share their deep pain, but I'm sharing it from an empowered place. I'm sharing it from a place of like, I don't want sympathy. I welcome it if you want to give it to me, but I don't want it. I'm sharing it from a very empowered place, like I sat with this, okay? So just know what I'm about to say can bring up some hard feelings because it's deep inner pain. It's deep not getting love that I needed as a child, and that's really sad. But I want you to know I'm doing it from an empowered place and not this like, oh, everybody please give me pity, okay? Let's just make that clear. So my inner child was saying she wanted so much to be loved by her mom, my mom, that she would do anything not to feel the disappointment of messing up. I want you to feel that for a second. Because I feel like if you're here, if you're watching this, there's an element of that for you. I'm so afraid of feeling disappointment in myself and feeling other people's disappointment. So I don't even want to start. I don't even want to try, because if I mess up, I'm going to have to feel those really fucking uncomfortable feelings. Who resonates with this? Oh, Heather's here. Hi, Heather. She's been feeling this lately. Like, why am I pushing off the thing I want to do most? Oh, yes, girl. I've been the queen of avoidance and resistance the last couple of months. Yes. So I want you to think about, are you more afraid? And I know I'm not the first to say this, but I want you to feel the energy behind this. Ask yourself, am I more afraid of this actually working out than I am of it failing? Whatever the it is for you, whatever you feel stuck in your life and you're unable to move forward on. Are you more afraid of it actually working out than you are of it failing? Yup, I'm getting some hands in the air. Yes, yes, yes. So your homework is to sit with what about it working out is really scary to me. What's going to happen to me if it does work out? I feel like this fan noise is so loud, but it's very loud to me. You guys have got to hear it. Yeah, so the other thing, I'm kind of going back and forth between you and my inner child, but my inner child also said, it was so beautiful. She was so communicative to me today. And she said, because she was so afraid to feel this disappointment of messing up, because so everybody's situation is different. In my situation growing up, I got screamed and yelled at a lot by my primary caregiver, my mom. So, and because she was an alcoholic, I didn't always know what I was getting yelled at for. So there was a lot of like, I didn't know what was the right thing to do. I didn't know the right action to take to be the good girl, to not get yelled at. So that left me in this state of confusion a lot and unsure what the right thing to do was. And it made me feel anxious. Like anything I could do, I could mess it up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. As she was saying these things, I was feeling how this shows up in my life now. And it was so powerful, you guys. It was so powerful to feel like, wow, that's why sometimes I have a hard time making decisions. That's why I, get confused. I used to, not to say I don't still deal with that sometimes, but I used to years ago when I still lived in California. I remember just like living in these states of confusion. Like, well, should I do this? Should I do that? It was like this, I was like that little character from Snoopy. Snoopy? I don't Charlie Brown, where he had all the dirt around him. It's like that's like my brain. There was just all this stuff clouding my thinking all the time. I didn't know what to do because I was so afraid of making the wrong decision and feeling disappointment. So I told her, I go, that's really scary, isn't it? It's really scary to feel that, to grow up in that way. And she said, yes, I felt very scared. She said she didn't feel disappointment when Julie, my mom, was happy with her. When she was happy, then like I didn't feel the disappointment. And with the disappointment, there's a lot of shame. There's this shame that comes up and like, oh, I've messed up again. I've had deep, deep feelings of like fear of making the wrong decision and fear of doing it wrong, and it just stops you. Yeah, because Jasmine says the feeling of something new working out is unfamiliar, so the fear creeps in. Yeah, we don't know how it's going to work out. And when I looked at this for myself today, what I realized was that for me, I'm more afraid of it working out, and then how am I going to sustain it? Like, I'm not really scared that it's going to work out. I know that I can do it, but it's like, but how do I sustain it and keep it going? So there was that fear. So that's where mine kind of came in. So I just share all of this with you because I think it's really, really powerful work. It's the kind of work we do in my Empowered Empath program. There is 3 months of the live version of that left. And if you wanted to hop in, I would be honored to have you join. It's 3 live calls every month, breathwork session, energy healing, and coaching. And right now it's $100 off for the 3-month live version. And we're going to be going into how to be a magnet for what you want and move out of the way of these things that are holding you back. Divine feminine, like really stepping into your power in your divine feminine. So that means understanding the feelings that your body is having, like what I was having this morning. In the past, I would have procrastinated. Today was a really big shift. It was a breakthrough, you could say. In the past, I would have just kept procrastinating. I would have been like, ooh, I don't feel like doing this. I'm going to go do something else, or I would make up an excuse. And today I really sat with it. I sat with the feeling. I stopped what I was doing. I was like, this is the most important thing right now. This feeling that's coming up, this fear, this discomfort. Normally I would go do anything else to feel that, to not feel that. And I sat with it. I sat with my inner child. I knew she had something to share. And thank God that I did, because it was a powerful transformational moment for me. So I'm going to read those comments in a second. So really a big part of learning to be in your divine feminine with a balanced divine masculine, because it's not just about the flow, right? We do have to have strategy. We do have to have a plan. There is masculine pieces that we have to incorporate. But being in your divine feminine means you're trusting yourself and you're listening to your body. You're understanding your body's wisdom, and the feelings that you're having Those are divine. Your body is divine. And so many of us have been shaming ourselves, shaming our bodies, shaming how we feel, judging how we feel, making it wrong. And it's like the most important tool we have. It is like your direct knowing if you're in alignment or out of alignment with yourself. And when you're out of alignment, it's not that big of a deal. You just have to do some things to get back in alignment. So we'll be going through that, magnetizing what you want to you, which includes getting some things out of the way that are blocking your magnetization. Oh my gosh, my phone is blowing. I hate wearing this watch. That's why I never wear it anymore. Stop. The distractions that take us, that's why I don't ever wear watches. They take us out of the present moment. Okay, what am I saying? And then the last, so those are 2 months, and then we're going to get into some ancestral healing. So these last 3 months are really deep, and I'm really excited. So if you want any information on that, there's a special going for this month. It's $4.97, and you actually get 4 months. So let me know if that's of interest to you. And then also the other offering that I have that I am just so deeply, profoundly guided to share and beyond excited for it is my Lightworker Academy program. This starts March 1st. It's the longest mentorship program I have currently. It's 10 months long, and it's to learn, first of all, your life is going to go through a whole transformation, because everything you're learning how to do for other people, you go through for yourself. And it's energy healing. You learn just the tool of energy healing that you're going to learn to do on yourself is worth, I don't even think you can put a price on that. It's something I use almost every single day, and I also use it on clients, but I use it on myself too. So it's a program, it's a certification program to learn how to work with others and help them deeply transform their lives. You're learning traditional coaching techniques and also ancient healing practices, including energy work and so many things, inner child work, shadow, like how to lead people through, lead yourself through first, and then lead other people through these processes. Trauma work, somatic processing, embodiment practices, so that we are embodied leaders. So this program is really for those of you, and it's scary. This would be that next evolution, right? But it's really scary to step into. But it's for you if you're feeling that call, like I want to help other people, I want to transform lives. I feel this deep calling within me to do that, but I don't really know where to start. I don't know how. I don't know the process. I don't trust myself. This program is the process, and you're going to trust yourself so much at the end of it. You'll be amazed. So there's a special still going on right now for $1,000 off that program through January 15th. So if that's something you're at all interested in, I'd love to just hop on a call and see if it's a fit for you. So I just wanted to share my offerings, and yes, and Carrie is joining Lightworker Academy. It's so exciting. I am so excited to have you in there. Let me see what you guys have to say. But if you have any questions on either of those 2 offerings and you want to learn more, I'm always available to talk, or we can shoot emails back and forth if you're a non-talking kind of person. I feel like I run into more and more of those. I'm somebody that's like, if I'm going to do something with someone, I want to talk to them, I want to know them, and so on. Okay, so excited for those programs. So excited for the women that are showing up for the Lightworker Academy. It's just blowing my mind how amazing these women are. And I forgot that I titled this call to be like, I really feel in my heart. So on the Lionsgate portal, that was August 8th, 2021, I had this like wave of energy come over me. And it just felt like pure elation. And it was like this download came where this is the year, 2022 really is going to be the year that light workers step into their abundance and their passions and their purpose. So I think that's why so much of our fears, so much of our junk is coming to the surface. Because guys, this is what needs to get moved so that you can step into your leadership. Because the world needs your light now. We need your light now, right? So I really feel like that this year is very, very powerful. Like that's what I am envisioning for us in 2022. Is that year of really stepping into your passion, your purpose, and your abundance. And I am so here for you to guide you and support you in that in whatever ways I can, whether it's working with me in a program, one-on-one, my Lightworker Academy, or just being here in Women Rising. You know, my goal is to be more consistent showing up in all areas, but there's always my podcast, there's YouTube videos, there's many different ways to get support if you feel like you need it. Because I can tell you that had I not joined the program I joined this fall with a coach, I would not have had the massive transformation I've had. So could I have found all of that on my own and worked and done it all? Yes. Was joining that program kind of like getting into a spaceship and launching myself out into the universe much faster than I could do on my own? Most definitely. It brought up all of my shit. It brought up all of my shit. And then I got to work through it. I got to go through that portal and move through that portal. Oh my gosh, I need to get going. I'm totally missing the boat here and just going and going and going because I just get so excited. Heather, oh my gosh, I've missed you so much too. Girl, I so freaking feel you. She said, I feel like I've wasted so much time avoiding and being fearful. Whew, I feel that. Who else feels that? Yeah, just the freaking time wasted. For me too, like the time wasted being not in my body, being in my head, living in my head. Story for another day. Carrie says, I think I struggle to get out of this world of what I should do. There's always the ideal person I was supposed to be and was praised when I was that person. I know when I'm going outside of the should zone because that's when I get confused and know there's something there, but I get overwhelmed and don't know what to do anything. Don't know how to deal with it. Don't know how to do anything with it. Yes. Yep. Light now, right now. Ooh. I'm going to write that down, Heather. Light now, right now. Can I borrow that? Because that's fire. Love that. Yes. Yeah, the shoulds. Getting in the should zone, in the victim zone. If you missed the beginning of this, go back and watch that. Of just being in this victim mode. And, you know, when it comes to feeling the pain of like living under the shoulds for so long, or the people-pleasing tendency, or the fear and the avoiding that maybe we've done for so long, the procrastinating. You need to feel the pain of that because you train your brain to say we don't want to do that again. And tell yourself, and that's in the past. It doesn't matter if I'm 40 or 50 or 60 and I'm just now stepping into this. I'm stepping into it. And everything that happened before this happened for a reason. And any moment I spend wishing the past had been different is a moment wasted in the power of the present moment. So don't let yourself go back and wish and wonder and what if and should on yourself. Just feel the pain of it. So we don't want to deny the pain of living unconsciously, whatever that looks like for you. We want to feel that and move forward. Now what am I going to do? 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 And can I be comfortable feeling uncomfortable? Can I be comfortable feeling disappointment? What if I do fuck up and fail and disappoint myself or others? Am I going to die? Or will life move on? Will some other opportunity come my way? So really just be with yourself. That's the key. Be with yourself. Be with what's coming up. So I would love to keep going, but I literally have to leave my house now. And again, if you want any information about the Empowered Empath program, it's 3 months. It's 3 months. January, February, and March, you also get a bonus month for free. And the other thing is the Lightworker Academy. If you want any information on either of those offerings, like my soul offering, these are my soul's offerings to the world. If you want any information on that, absolutely no pressure. Would love to chat with you about it. I'm here to support you in 2022. It is the year of the Lightworker. We are stepping into our power and our passion and our purpose and our abundance. Light now, right now. Thank you for being here. Sending you all so much love today. And reach out with any questions that you have about any of this. Bye.